Order of operations is a concept explored and mastered in this Free Game Friday. Not only will learners have fun practicing order of operations, but the game is self-checking and allows for independent practice of the concept at a point in the future. Why learn order of operations? Won't a learner just need this to pass a few questions on a state test? Let's use a perfect example of the need for order of operations in the real world. You go to a restaurant with friends and ask to have separate checks at the end of the meal, but the server says there's one check per table. There's more of you, and so you would just divide by the total number of friends, right? This works great, right? Since we shared an appetizer between all of us, then we'll take the total amount and divide by the total number of people, since we shared the appetizer. Well, what if one person ordered steak and the rest of us were on a budget and ordered salad? Shouldn't we group what each of us ordered and then divide the appetizer's cost between all of us? Well, isn't that the way we should do it? Doesn't anyone have a calculator app on their phone? But doesn't anyone have a small calculator? Doesn't anyone remember order of operations? Now you have a really good reason for learning order of operations. Want another one? What if you own the restaurant and you needed to order food in bulk? How would you determine the amount to order? You know how many are in a box, so how many boxes do you order? What if you were just trying to determine for yourself or your family? How much would you order? Well, you would greatly benefit learning order of operations by playing the order of operations game. Before you begin, visit my website, glennatabor.com, and download the free game file. And now, gather some math tools. This game is self-checking, so you'll want to print out and cut out the cards and fold back the answers. I also like to add a place for responses. I provide learners with a few sheets of whiteboard from a pad of laminated white paper and some dry erase markers. These are fun for students and very easy to erase when you really don't want to have the response that you put down first. If you don't have access to dry erase markers, then provide your learners with scratch paper and pencil. I provide what is needed for my learners so they don't have to stop their learning to look for recording tools. If I'm using this game in a math station, I set up a 2.5 gallon jumbo bag and have extra bags for supplies. And now, here's how to play the order of operations game, also known as Order Up. First, students read the directions. This is really important, and that they have access to the directions. Then they review the GEMDAS poster, so they'll be able to use it throughout playing the game. Students might even try a few cards as a group to practice. All of these items are included in the free download at glennatabor.com. You might wonder, why the acronym GEMDAS instead of PEMDAS? State tests are now using brackets, lines, and parentheses, so the G stands for grouping. You may also notice that the use of a dot, meaning multiply, instead of the multiplication X. This change was strongly suggested by an Algebra 1 team, so students aren't confused when they use the X symbol in algebra. The order of operation cards with initials are placed in the middle of the group. You might want to place a sheet of cardstock over it until you're ready to begin to play. Be sure to make the GEMDAS poster easy to see for all learners so they can remember the correct order of operations. You could have each learner write the acronym at the top of their recording sheet. That way they'll always use the acronym when they need order of operations. All players put their hands on their shoulders while the top card is revealed. When the leader says go, they race to see who is first to write the correct initials of the operations in the correct order. Players may record on a whiteboard, a recording sheet, or a scrap of paper. The leader shows the correct answer. The first student or pair to have written the correct answer and be able to tell how they know it is correct wins 5 points. Anyone else who has the correct answer too wins 3 points, as long as they can explain why. So why was the winning pair, how did they know this was the correct order? This is what they said. They used GEMDAS, which means they completed the operation inside the grouping first, which was adding. So it was G, or grouping with addition. And then they went from left to right to multiply. 2 times 2 times 7. Play continues with the initial cards and the number cards as time allows. Students record responses on their recording sheets for accountability and as a check for understanding. The player or pair with the most points wins the game. At the end of the game, players use the exit questions to share what they have learned with their team. Answering these questions out loud is a great segue into students writing about what they have learned in their math journals. As an additional check for understanding of the effectiveness of the station activity, each player completes a passport. Again, this is all included in the free downloadable file at glennatabor.com. These types of questions and the student's math journal entry both serve as a bridge to the way the student will need to demonstrate mastery of the concept on a state assessment. Now it's time for a math station hint. Here's the hint. You can make math stations more fun and any game more fun by having students click an answer buzzer when they know they have the correct response. Students love buzzers. They make everyone laugh and they make learning the concept more brain-friendly. I can't wait to hear more about your students' mastery of order of operations because they played this game. Be looking for the next Free Game Friday with a full lesson and a game explanation. Now, hand me that check. I've played order of operations and I'm ready to use my math skills in real life.